This is Michael Kay, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Bronx Bombers on Broadway. Before we throw out the first pitch, we'd like to remind you to turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. And please note that photography and recording of any kind is strictly prohibited. Play ball!
From the top step of the dugout right down in there.
He leads on Billy Martin in the dugout. Reggie Jackson has been taken out of the game and been replaced in right field.
Now the police are down in the dugout, or along the dugout.
The Yankee dugout is a cauldron right down there now.
Yogi Berra here. Sorry, Carmen. I would have answered sooner, but I was busy walking to the phone. Huh? No, I just got here. Because I'm the only one who can fix this, Carmen. And you know what they say. If it's broke, fix it. Plus, I had to make the arrangements without George Steinbrenner knowing. I am calm. Sorry, Carmen. I didn't mean. Because I thought it might be best to meet on neutral ground. Plus, my room is cramped. Wait a second, this might be third. Come on in. The worst part of staying in these hotels is you got to spend time in them. You're not service. Room service. Look, I got someone here. Servant's going to be here any second. I got this guy here, this waiter guy. Oh, room service. Room service. Yeah, Bobby. Yes, you do. Bobby. Bye. What do we got here?
Coffee, tea, Senka, for anyone who prefers that. Assorted muffins, breads, cakes, packaged, stay fresh, and oh, yes, the Sheridan signature blueberry muffin. Yum. Just done. Sign here, Mr. Mayor.
I ain't paying for this.
Sir?
Goes to the Yankee organization.
Oh, but
I made it clear downstairs.
Sign it.
You're going to keep your mouth shut about talking. Whatever happens here, you didn't see no one nowhere doing nothing, understand?
Okay.
You watch baseball?
Oh, no, sir.
Good.
But everyone's talking.
About what?
Well, I guess there was a big fight in the Yankee dugout yesterday afternoon.
And what else?
And then there was the coach, or whatever you call it,
The manager.
Manager, that's right. He got in a huge fight with that Reggie guy.
Reggie Jackson.
That's right.
Please, kid, you live on a rock.
No, sir. Hey, anyway, it's really nasty. Everyone saw it on national television. I guess the Red Sox won, which makes my job a lot easier since everyone around the hotel really, really happy.
I'll bet they are.
Red Sox fans. Well, it is Boston after all. And my boss, huge fan. I mean,
Okay!
Right there.
Herman,
There you go.
you're late. Sign for this.
Take my room.
Ain't mine either. Yankees will reimburse.
Yeah, sure they will.
Gabe Paul will reimburse when you see him later today. I'll make it part of next year's negotiations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Steinbrenner.
You remember, right?
I didn't see nobody nowhere doing nothing.
And how?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You gotta watch out, Yogi. Bobby's already crawling for it.
Oh, he don't watch baseball.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Did better. That's for damn sure.
I had bad dreams last night.
Yeah?
Weird dreams.
I got a cure for that.
What?
Insomnia. My knees are killing me.
Well, you've been hurting since the start of the season. Why don't you take a couple of days off?
Never.
Catcher's got a right.
Some reporter, he calculated I've been up and down over home plate something like 150,000 times.
Jeez.
Could have been in millions for all I know. What'd you do, Yo?
Huh?
Catching. You never took a day off.
I never got hurt.
Yeah, what's your secret?
I told you it wouldn't be a secret.
Come on, Yo.
You want to know my secret?
Yeah.
I'm short.
That's it, you're short.
I don't got that far to go to the ground.
All right, sure. I'll work on that. What's the plan here, Yo?
We just need to get those two talking.
Oh, man.
It's the only way.
What do you need me for?
You're captain.
You don't think everyone knows I'm biased?
Just because you hate Reggie, don't make you biased.
Hey, can't just go around.
Ah, I ain't hungry. You gotta win this one tonight, sir. Get back on track. Hey, tell me what happened yesterday. I want to hear your version.
All right, I look over the dugout and see Billy
No,
charge
no. Before that.
on the field.
Yeah.
Behind home plate, stood up. I remember being really pissed off.
Reggie didn't catch the ball.
No, it was out of reach. Couldn't have caught it.
That's what I think.
Okay, he was way out in right field, playing right really deep, which he should have been. Then the guy hits a little blooper, right in the sweet spot, and Reggie, well, kind of jogs up to the ball like, hey, no good deal. Then he could have stopped right for me for a second.
Could have held him at first base.
He hustled him.
So you agree with Billy?
Hell yeah. Wouldn't he be taking him out?
Yeah.
Billy's manager, right? Who do you want?
Yes, and managers never do that.
We talk about these bench players all the time.
Never an outfielder, never in the middle of an inning. At least I never seen it. Except once. Casey replaced DiMaggio in the middle of an inning. This was at the end of his career. Joe sent his replacement right back to the dugout, stayed in. Big F you to Casey. That was the last time they ever talked. Ever. 2 more years together, they never ever talked. Then again, they never went at each other with punches either. So sometimes I wish they had.
How's that?
Would have been better than the silent treatment. All DiMaggio had to do was look at you the wrong way. You wanted to die.
Do you think Billy was trying to humiliate Reggie? Huh?
He was trying to show Reggie who was boss. Hey, why didn't you help Ellie and me pull those guys apart?
It looked like you had it under control, you know.
Nothing's been under control, sir. And not on this club, not the entire season. I ain't never seen it this bad.
Things were fine before Reggie came.
Except he's here now, and he ain't going nowhere.
So what about Billy?
It means he's gonna get canned.
Yeah.
I guess we see.
Fans are on Billy's side.
Yeah, because he reminds them when things were better.
I was telling the guys last night, Steinbrenner fires Billy, I'm going to quit the team.
Don't be stupid.
No, I'm not stupid, Joe. You got to stand up for what's right. The Yankees are the only ball club in the country.
You're talking Cleveland.
I don't know. Wouldn't be so bad to where it's close to home. Hey, it would sure as hell make things easier on Diane and the kids. Listen, Joe.
Try being on the road for 30 years.
It's what a regular job.
Then why'd you run off and join the circus? I believe in life. I believe. Hey. Remember that bed? Good one. Hey, how about some coffee? Yeah, thanks. I got it. Okay. We talked this morning. Like I talked to you. Can he be here? That's all.
You heard me, Yogi. Yesterday, I got bruises all up and down my arms where you grabbed.
I think you'll live.
With an old geezer like you got your business being that damn drunk. Did you see that Thursday?
Not much I didn't see.
Woo! Would have been tough to hold him back, Reggie.
Hell with Reggie. Where's Ellie?
He's been Gehrig busy, so he don't find out about this.
Why?
I want it to be just us.
So what the hell? Here I am.
Steinbrenner call you?
No, why?
Just ask.
He called you?
No.
And he hasn't got the guts, which is why I guess I got a meeting with the front office after this. Guy doesn't get the special attention of the general manager every day.
I guess not.
I'm sure Steinbrenner had something to do with it. I figure I've either been fired or I don't know what else.
Reggie's meeting with the front office, not alone, right?
Yeah.
Then he ain't gonna fire
How do you know?
He wouldn't do that in front of a public.
I don't know, Yogi.
You wouldn't be right.
It's right out the window. It's right in the past. A lot of things not right around here. Things that have never been done before. You may be taking my place as manager,
No.
Yogi. You're next in line.
No,
as far as I can tell.
I don't want the job.
I bet he offers it to you. I bet. Oh, God, Yogi.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
God, it's all I ever wanted, Yogi, to be manager of the Yankees. And George Steinbrenner's taking it away from me. He's not letting me do my job.
I know.
Everything I do, he's agitating me. I can't hit a fungo without any question. I can't change pictures. Kick over a bunt. I can't, God damn it. I can't even fill out a lineup card. I'm sick of it. God, what am I going to do? Yogi, it's like 1957 all over again when that bastard George Weiss traded me to Kansas City after we we had that run-in at the COVID, you remember?
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault.
I know.
You don't know this son of a bitch, Sherman, but remember the name. George White,
General Manager.
king of all bastards.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, he betrayed his own mother for a southpaw with a killer change-up. Yogi can tell you he changed you out of $500 signing bonus.
He was pretty
We
tight.
were on the road. This is 1957. We're in Kansas City. And some peon from the front office comes in the locker room right after the game. Tells me not to pack my bags. That I've just been traded to Kansas City. And I'm going to be playing with them the very next day. And every day after. Do you believe it? Casey, Yogi, Casey just sat on his hands and said nothing.
I know.
I went to his office to have over because he was like my mentor. And he's sitting there, right? And he sees me coming. And you know what he did?
He shut the door.
Shut the door right in my face. Move over. And he's the one who brought me up in the first place. He's the one who made me Yankee. He taught me so much, and then I slip up just once. It was my birthday.
I got beat up there.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
No one did.
And I get thrown away like a piece of crap. Where am I supposed to go from here, Yogi? I can't go back to AAA in Denver, or the Rangers,
Relax,
or the
Billy.
Tigers, or the Twins.
I don't think that happened anyway.
What?
Whatever's gonna happen, it ain't happened yet.
Yeah.
First step is to get you two talking. Still.
That son of a bitch, he's agitating me. I don't want to talk to that prima donna.
Neither do we, but something's got to be done. We're a good team. You're a good manager.
He's the best Yankees ever had.
Oh, not as good as Casey.
Best in baseball right now.
Forget Casey. You're doing things as manager. I never thought
Yeah, the
possible.
boys behind you, Billy.
Not all of them.
Of course, not all of them.
Maybe half of them.
Yeah, maybe it's closer
Maybe
to
just 3.
Henry.
That depends on the day.
Look here. Not a popularity contest, okay? Even the ones that hate you know you're good.
Then why can't George Steinbrenner see that?
He does, Billy, and he did. That's why he hired you in the first place. He knows you're a winner.
That's right. Okay. Hey, Billy, how about a Danish go around, huh?
There's a lot of food there. We're just gonna talk, okay? No fighting.
You put your grubby mitts all over you?
Whatever it takes. Hi, Reggie.
Well, where the hell is this?
Those your terms that you were special.
This, are we expecting more?
So I invited.
Well, where's Ellis?
He's busy.
Oh, interesting. Doing what?
You gotta ask him.
I got a separate meeting with the front office later.
I know.
Now, why 2 meetings?
Why not 2 meetings?
Mr. Steinbrenner know about this?
No.
Is this legal? I mean, is this correct? Should we be here at all?
Billy's manager, Yogi's coach. I think we're cool.
Are we cool, Mr. Munson?
Yes, asshole, we're cool.
Nice start to our little meeting, Mr. Munson.
Reggie, this meeting is optional, and you don't gotta be here. If you're uncomfortable, you can leave.
I don't need to leave. I was just asking a question. I'm a reasonable man. Ask anybody. Well, don't ask anybody from around here. Ask anybody from my life, from me, from Oakland, from people who know me, my friends. I am a very reasonable man. What the hell is this? Got enough carbohydrates here to last the apocalypse. They have these fresh fruit.
I could order some.
Well, I can't stay long.
Okay.
Yes, I would like some fresh fruit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Order yourself, asshole.
I'll make a call.
No. I know how to use the phone. For the breadth and the depth of vocabulary and sound. Yankee hospitality at its best. All business, the Yankees. Folks wonder why I talk about getting the hell out of Dodge. There you go, Reg. After the game, well, good morning to you too, Billy. Let's ballpark. Did anyone give you permission to leave? You mean after you kicked me off the field? Yeah, no one gave you permission to leave the dugout. Well, nobody stopped me either, did they? Drive. Oh, is that what you were doing, old man? Oh, this again!
Hey! Come in.
Excuse me. Yes, we have some fresh fruit in the room, too.
408.
408. Anything you got? that, lots of it. Get grapes would be good. Plums, really cool. And some yogurt. You got Denny's?
Christ.
A little OJ and some apple juice and a bowl of walnuts on the side. Do you have that? Great. Fantastic. Thank you. I got to run soon. What for? Which one for? Yeah, 15 minutes.
But you're meeting with Dave.
I have to meet with someone before him, that's all. Well, it doesn't matter who. I made an appointment before you all called me for this. Is that okay? And after that, I got to skedaddle over to see Dave Paul into the ballpark. So you see, I have a very busy schedule. Well, I don't know if I'm playing, Skipper, or you don't make an example out of me again today.
That's actually a good question. And just whether I'm playing it
Who are you
today.
meeting with, Reg, George? None of your business, George. Fly in.
Not that I know of.
Are you meeting with George? No, I'm not meeting with George. I told you none of your business. He's in town, isn't he? Do you know something? This son of a bitch, you're meeting with George.
Billy George is in Florida. He ain't here. No one expects him here. Ain't that right? So we got an opportunity before the front office goes and screws everything up.
Oh, I don't think they screw everything up. And I like those guys. You know, everybody's business every now and then. It's just honest. And sometimes I feel like they're the only ones who understand what I'm going through.
Okay, but regardless, we got a chance to clear the air. Servant, anything you want to say?
Yeah, go ahead, all yours, Bill.
Okay. I love the Yankees. They're not just another ball club. And I ain't being big at my britches when I say there's a different way things are around here. Now, Reggie, don't be offended when I say the A's are a good club, but they're not a great club. They were great when you were with them and you won 3 championships in a row. But the Yankees have something the A's don't.
Yeah, George Steinbrenner.
The A's definitely don't have George
Yeah, they got something crazy.
Charlie Finley is Sir Bob the guy.
Well, I won't argue with you on that.
Yeah, you try to have a little more.
I remember we ain't here to talk about Charlie Finley. But the difference is, Reggie, the Yankees have a bad tradition.
The A's have tradition.
Every club's got them, but that don't mean they have anything. Talking about Babe Ruth here, Ruth Gehrig. Yankee Stadium, the Bronx Bombers. Look, I may be nostalgic, but I don't like to live in the past. Except for maybe those old Tiger games, which I love. But that's just because I get to see my old friends and something because I'm living in the past. But that's beside the point. Sir, anytime you want to chime in.
No, I'm good.
We got a team loaded with talent. There's no reason we shouldn't be 10 games in front of Boston. But here we are. Down below, looking up. And something like yesterday happened. And you know what I see? What everybody sees, the beginning of the end, unless you two come together. Go out in today's game as teammates, talking, shaking hands, whatever. That's what the Yankees are more than anything else. A team. Always have been. And you, and Reggie, and Billy. And all the other guys, you gotta go out and find a way to become that team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I disagree.
What do you mean you disagree?
Well, I disagree with just about everything you just said just now.
All of it.
Yes. I didn't come here to melt into someone else's idea of a team. And I don't know much about Yankee Stadium or the Bombers or any of that other stuff. I didn't come here to be part of the Yankees. Whatever that means to you, or Thurman Munson, or Billy Martin, or anybody else for that matter. I came here to be Reggie Jackson. And as far as I can tell, that's exactly why Mr. Steinbrenner brought me here. For me to be me, to bring the immensity that is Reggie Jackson.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I don't know, Thurman. I can hardly comprehend it myself. All I know is you give me a chance and I can show you what I got and what I can give the team. But Billy, you won't let me do that.
Oh, I've been waiting, Reggie, to see the immensity that is Reggie Jackson. Please not tell me about when I can expect that, because all I see right now is a 250 hitter.
Whoa,
Lights out.
okay, see, I got them everywhere for 3 seconds. You never batted me clean up. Show me you back of my jersey in case you forget.
Yeah, well, I got a 15 on the back of mine. Does that mean I get to bat 1 and 5?
I got 1 on the back of my jersey. I don't need to tell you what that means.
Yeah, number 1 jackass.
He's told sometimes he feels like playing, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he feels like it's not, sometimes he don't.
Hold on.
I don't know what the hell to do anymore.
Well, that's exactly my point, Billy. You're the manager. You're supposed to be leading this team, and all I see is you're confused.
I'm not confused.
Oh, no.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Oh my God, what do I do? Pick my nose and pull the pitch. Yeah, I know how to manage a team, Reggie. I know exactly what the hell is going on every second of every game, especially when that thing is happening right in front of my eyes. Especially when 25 million people are watching the
Here we go.
Hey, I was charging that ball.
You were loafing. You get to that ball on a hustle. We've got Jim Rice out at the
I played him deep. He hit a blooper. I charged the ball.
You weren't focused. Back in my day, we hustled. Ask Yogi. You'll watch the clips. You'll see me going after a ground ball, hopping over second base. You'll see me hustle.
I made the decision. One of about 1 million decisions I make every season.
Thurman!
What?
You saw what happened.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Kind of.
But you saw the replay.
No, I didn't watch any TV last
God damn it.
Yogi, what I've seen is open to interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are we doing here?
Well, good question.
Guys, 1 second.
He humiliated me in front of millions of people. Now,
I am the manager!
You what I say about me on
You want the man on the team? Just join the whole man. You only want to be a
We
superstar.
may not be able to take the high road, but at least we can get to the bottom of this.
Don't be afraid. Think. Stuck with each other, okay? At least for the season. Might as well deal with it.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, why not? Don't. You've been through this before, Reggie. Hell, maybe not as bad as. I'll figure a way around your crap.
Now, what the hell is that supposed to
But
be?
you know what I'm talking about. Just don't clear the air.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
it is.
I apologize today.
It doesn't mean never happened.
Right after the article came out, end of last month, I apologized to everybody on the team. Just like Billy told me to do, and still, this is what I get. Do I get credit for what I did? Do I get a thanks very much for humbling yourself, Reggie Jackson? And I appreciate the candor. No. You can't let the past live in the past. Every time I walk through that locker room, it's the same cold shoulder I got since the first day of spring training. I mean, what the hell does a guy have to do around here?
I don't see how you deal with the same crap I had to deal with when I read that piece of garbage article.
I told you I was misquoted.
For 9 pages? Well, most of it was just plain stupid. Okay, Reggie, tell me this. Truthfully. Did you really say to that reporter that you were the straw that stirred the Yankee streak?
That's a metaphor.
Did you say or did you not tell that gutter scum of a hack that I only stirred it back? Jesus, don't get it? I don't know why we bothered.
Because that's...
You know, I don't know why I bothered, Reggie, because you know what? I'm the reason you're here.
Oh, you are not the reason
And
why
I
am
the
here.
reason we lost the World Series. I knew George was thinking about getting to Billy. Say what you want about George. He came here to win. So I called him up. I said, George, get the big guy. Because he hustles. Yeah. It's the big guy meaning you.
Well, I didn't ask you to
Yeah, well, I need this crap on front of play.
ask me if I care.
Y'all need little kiss mine. They did. That's because I showed up.
Yogi, how am I supposed to put up with this rampant jealousy?
God, don't make me laugh, right?
You don't think I know that you are pissed off because somewhere down the line, probably long before I was hired, George promised you that you would always be the highest paid Yankee on the team.
I can give a shit about that.
Oh,
absolutely.
Why do I read about it in the papers if it isn't true?
Goddamn paper.
Say what?
You just said you were misquoted, right, for 9 whole pages.
Yes, I was.
So I may be misquoted.
Okay, then let me ask you the same way you just asked me point blank. Are you pissed off that George is paying me more than he's paying you?
A man should get all he can, Reggie.
Answer the question. George made you that promise.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That pisses you
Yeah,
off.
that pisses me off. It has
Okay,
nothing
then.
to do with money.
Really?
No, it's the principle of the thing, all right? I'm a man of my word, and you promised me. All this superstar crap, geez, I just want to play, I want to win, that's all. Why can't we just play some damn ball?
Because a man should get what he's worth. Now, can you see how you treat me, Captain? Can you see how you see me?
Yes, Reggie.
Shoot!
Are you happy?
What?
Are you happy in life?
Yeah, I'm happy.
No, you're not. Name me one thing you have, Reggie. One thing in the world you could get that would ever want. I've got a beautiful wife. I've got 3 amazing children. What do you have? Fact is, I'm getting paid a hell of a lot more than I ever thought I would. Right? A hell of a lot more than my old man ever thought I'd amount to.
Yeah, me too.
That's it! That's it! Who in this room ever thought they'd get to be a professional ball player?
I'd probably be in jail if it wasn't for baseball.
Now, are we supposed to be shocked by that?
For me, there was no other way out. I probably would have been working in a shoe factory if it hadn't been for baseball. And my old man, he didn't want me to play. He didn't understand it. How could a guy make a living? Playing a game. But my big brother, he stepped in. He told my dad, hey, leave the guy have a chance. And boy, if it hadn't been for him, I probably would have lost baseball altogether. So I never took it for granted. Look, if my dream had turned out the way I dreamt, I probably would have signed with the Cardinals, St. Louis. That's where I grew up. But I wound up with the Yankees. Either way, I would have got what I wanted, but I'm glad my past turned into the future I got.
There's no better feeling in the world than when I put on the pinstripe.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Now, I heard you were trying to get traded to Cleveland.
Not really. It's my way of reminding old George might have to pony up more dough if he wants to keep me around. Though I gotta say, I wouldn't mind being closer to home.
I thought that's why he wasn't playing.
My eldest, I did tuck her in 3 nights a week. She'd probably assault me with noogies. Fact is, guys, this doesn't leave the room, okay? Plan on being a Yankee until the day I retire. Anything about painting my plane in pinstripes.
You gotta love that, don't you?
I got it.
So, guys, you think we can call it ceasefire? Bury the hatchet. Not into each other. What do you want to do? A handshake.
Special delivery.
Got the cantaloupe, grapes, blueberries.
I
got to use the facility.
Get
It's
the
not like we're
blueberries
getting
in the
Yankee
bag.
this time of year.
Okay.
Thank you. Excuse me. Was that Reggie Jackson?
Yeah, who wants to know?
A man named David Burkett. I've got a message from him.
Hey, Burkett, the reporter.
I guess so.
Tell him we ain't interested in no press.
Wait. What's the message?
What's from Mr. Jackson, sir?
Tell me and I'll tell him.
I guess it concerns his next meeting with Mr. David Burkett and his associates, which I guess is 5 minutes from now.
What?
Sir?
Continue, please.
Guess they couldn't find him in his room?
Woo!
Hey, help yourself, fella. Yeah, looks all right. Hey, son, say hello to the musician. What?
Reggie, did you call a press conference?
What are you talking about?
Well, our bellhop friend here says, this guy says he had a meeting with Dave Burkett and Associates.
Oh, that's,
Well-
not exactly a press conference.
Okay, well, did you invite certain sports reporters to your hotel room, which I guess is not technically a press conference, but generally leads to the same damn result?
I invited some people to my room, yes.
Hold on, hold on.
That was not a good idea.
Is that against the
Who
law?
else is there besides Burkett?
Just 3 or 4.
Well, geez, it's more than a couple.
Okay, now just back up.
Why would you do that?
Because they were asking. And I wanted to set the record straight. Excuse me, now what does he want? He said he and the others would be waiting in the lobby restaurant.
Yeah, okay. You can go now. Were you gonna tell him the truth?
Damn straight I was. And I will, too.
And you couldn't wait, huh? You have to go blab your mouth every second every goddamn day.
Let me go down with you and we can talk to him together.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea.
No, and they're not interested in you anyway.
No, they aren't.
No, and you know why? Because you're not me.
This is what you don't get, Reggie. It's not about you. It's about the team. You don't exist without the team. You don't win the World Series. No one's going to give a crap about you or any of us 100 years
What
from
you
now.
don't get, Billy Martin, nobody gives a crap about the World Series.
What?
1/4 of the world's population is in China. You think they care about the World Series of baseball?
I have no idea what to say to that. So you need to care about Reggie Jackson, is that it?
No, but you do, and Yogi does. Otherwise, why would we be here? And you do, because I'm here, and I'm big, and I'm bad, and I ain't going anywhere. Now, some people in this room might be going somewhere, but not me. Not at least until next year. And then it would be because I choose to go, and only because I choose to go. You, what? Do you know who I am? Reggie Jackson. That's right.
Oh, no, hold on.
How do you know who I am? Well, you're on TV and you have a candy bar. That's right. And what about him? You recognize him? Does he have a candy bar too? No. You recognize him? Sorry. Uh-huh. Now, did you see what happened yesterday? No, but everyone's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. He offered me $50 to switch floors with him today, but I wouldn't because Mr. Coleman, I told you to stop talking now.
Yeah, what's your point?
Point is, people want to know.
But not in China.
America wants to know, and I'm going to tell you. But we
Billy should have his say.
Well, he can organize his own damn press
It's not the right thing to do.
What is the right thing to do? Do you know that? Are you the omnipotent being who knows exactly what is right and what is wrong?
Better than you.
Oh, you don't speak to the press?
If you talk to reporters before we talk, it'll kill us.
How?
They will stir things up. And we don't got control. You know, this kind of thing never happened when the Yankees were winning pennants, and I have to think that's one of the reasons why.
But this isn't 1955 anymore, is it?
No, it's worse.
Free agency is worse. Higher salaries and not being a slave to the owners. That's worse.
That part is better. I'll give you that.
Barely. Barely is better. Because you know what? I'm not free. I'm just as much a slave as you were 20 years ago. I'm at the whim of tyrants like him who bat me anywhere in the order he wants to. On any given day, he feels like playing me, even though I'm the one that brings the beat.
Yeah, that's probably part of a team, Reggie.
Team of crazy,
I'm not
a
crazy.
team of nuts.
Yeah, you can say what you want
And
about
I'm
me.
the craziest of the bunch.
Can't argue with that.
Listen, I must be crazy because I had to quit this team.
Retire. Leave.
No, he's got to stay.
Why do I have to stay? Why do I have to do anything you tell me to do? But then again, I do. I do everything you tell me to do. I ride the bus that I hate. I room with guys who hate me. I play when you say play. I ride the bench when you say don't. Even though the fans want to see me, and it makes no sense whatsoever. I keep quiet. I keep quiet. I do what I'm told, and I will continue to do that all year long. And I won't ask to be traded, because that's what I agreed to do, and thank God. Thank God Almighty that I'm a good Christian man.
Oh, Jesus.
That's right. Jesus. Jesus Christ. He got my mind right, and he hears my suffering. He hears my prayers. It makes me cry the way I'm treated on this table. The Yankees are Ruth and DiMaggio and Mantle and Gehrig, and I'm a nigga to you. And I just don't know how to be no Elston Howard. I'm making $700,000 a year. I drive a Rolls Royce. I got homes on both ends of this great country, and you treat me like dirt. I got an IQ of 160, and you can't mess with me, because you've never seen anything like me. And you sure as hell have never had anyone like me on the end. I won't fight you, Billy Martin. I'll do whatever you tell me to do on the field, because there's my contract with you. But you can't make me give up on myself. You cannot make me give up on me. I'll see you at the ball, Father.
What else can we do?
Oh, come on!
Stop him, huh?
No, nobody's going nowhere.
Hey, so go plan this stupid head off.
If you go out there and disagree with the press, leave us alive.
Yeah, they're doing that already.
Damn it, he played us, yo.
This is your idea. You think we're better off
Aaron,
than
shut up!
What the hell
All
I
right,
do?
everybody, just stay calm for a second here, okay? I can fix this.
Yeah?
Where are you going? No, sir, don't
Yogi
go.
and Snake tried, it didn't work, okay? So, we were screwed.
Hey, Billy, it's okay. I can make this right, I promise.
I'm gonna lose my job!
The 44 killer, otherwise known as Sam, has struck again tonight, once again in the Bronx, only a few miles from the very spot where Donna Gloria and Jody Valenti were found dead less than a year ago.
New York's election for mayor took another surprising turn again today as candidate Ed Koch challenged Mayor Bean of the city's rapidly rising crime rate. In an impromptu interview outside the Russian tea room, Koch, who was going neck and neck with his opponents, put the blame squarely on Mayor Bean.
In a Brooklyn neighborhood of Bedford-Stuyvesant, racial tensions flared over an apparent misunderstanding between a shopkeeper and a customer.
Well, the votes are in and the glam rock band Kiss was selected America's most popular band. This, according to a Gallup poll conducted just last month.
The Yankees, away in Boston, lost 11-1 in a lopsided contest against the Red Sox. The Boston club hit 5 home runs, making it 16 in the last 3 games, tying a franchise record. The devastating loss for the Yankees dropped the team 2.5 games behind Boston in the American League East, the furthest they've been.
Plan ahead every year. We hold an old timers dinner every year. Something else Christmas Last year it was the heat, remember? And Mickey.
Always
This, I never would have expected this. Big truck comes up 6 in the morning, Yogi. How much?
I don't know.
30 tons, the guy said.
Take his word.
30 tons of potatoes on our front lawn. Who can forget something like that? And we got one of the lawn is damaged beyond repair. Yogi, is this guy going to remove the potatoes? Who's going to pay for it?
Not us.
All right. Oh, the deal with something like this anyway.
McDonald's?
Gus,
oh, the handy.
Handyman has left messages.
Yeah, why call in?
Because he knows a lot of people. I know I'm not going to clean it up. Sure, I know you're
If I did, it'd be a vacation.
What is that supposed to mean?
Anything would be better than the Yankees right now. I don't even recognize the team anymore.
How's my man?
Okay, I guess.
No, Yogi, you're not okay. You don't come home right after a game in the middle of a road trip on 2 hours' notice and tell me you're okay. Come here. Come next to me. 12 to 1. Was that the score?
11. Who's counting?
11 to 1. Yankees lose. So what?
That's the whole package, Carmen. The Reggie Billy thing, then we lose 2 games in a row. To the Sox, no less.
Well, I'm glad you came home.
What was I thinking? I'm right back at it tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning. I was scared you needed to be here for me. You're stressing it all.
This year's different.
The boys might give you some perspective on it.
Next week at our old timers dinner.
That's right.
I'm running past the great ones.
Maybe.
Let's remember to keep the booze away from Mickey and Billy. At least until we start eating.
It's late. Supposed to rain tonight. Already left me at the airport by 8.
Oh boy.
Off to Detroit. 3 days there. Back here. Get Boston.
Gee!
So, tell me what happened?
With Billy?
No, the potato!
Oh.
The potato!
Oh! Everything's a promotion.
I talked to the guy in a dump truck.
Yeah, what did he say?
No stopping him.
You could have called the police.
I told you.
I was busy.
Sure. So how?
You remember the charity golf last March? Paris,
Right.
North Dakota?
Oh.
I'll say. Don't matter. On the way to the hotel, I was in the car looking out the window, and it's all, gasoline. And I say to the driver, boy, what the heck does a person do around here, this godforsaken place?
Yogi!
I'm just walking around being me, Carmen.
Go on, this godforsaken place.
So the driver, he yammers about this and that, and starts bragging about how North Dakota produces so many potatoes. And I said, I don't know if potatoes will go to Idaho. And this driver, he has a conviction. It's like I slugged him or something. So I started razzing him.
Naturally.
And somewhere in there, I might have said something like, the state of North Dakota couldn't produce enough potatoes to fill our front lawn. He must have taken it literally.
Who was this guy?
The driver, I don't know his name. He must have told someone who told someone else. Probably everybody's related in that state.
Next thing you know.
And the next thing you know, the governor.
Oh, the governor.
Right.
And we get 30 tons of potatoes dumped on our front lawn.
And what did you tell the news people?
Not much.
Good.
Well, I did tell them that you'd be around in the morning.
Carmen, why'd you do that?
Sorry.
All they're going to do is ask me about Reggie and Billy and Steinberg.
I didn't realize it was such a big deal.
How could you not? You told me it was on TV all night long.
What is the matter with that man, anyway?
What? Which one?
Whatever possessed George Steinbrenner to think it'd be a good idea to put those two men on the same team?
Oh, he's thinking in terms of numbers.
Money.
I need butts in the seat.
Well, he do himself a favor by focusing on winning. Because ultimately that's what's going to bring people to the Bronx.
Oh, he wants to win, I'm sure of that.
And he should make a team.
Yeah, but Reggie Jackson sells tickets, just like DiMaggio did, and Mickey and Lou and Babe before him. The Yankee didn't have someone like that in a long time.
Wait.
What?
Is Billy going to get fired?
That's the $64 question. Reggie has a little press conference, so you know.
What's doing Billy any favor?
He has this little club of writers who are all on his side. He talks to them, and that's the story everyone gets.
Billy should do the same thing.
He doesn't know how to play that game, Carmen. Times have changed.
So what happened after that?
Well, the front office met with him and Reggie, and I heard that actually went pretty good. Better than my botched attempt to patch things up.
Well, honey.
You'd have done a lot better.
Probably. What happened to the front?
I don't know. Suddenly Gabe Paul goes rushing down to Florida. I saw him as he was leaving the hotel. Oh, he looked pretty teed off. And I asked him when he was coming back to New York, and he didn't answer.
That's not...
Then I heard George was going to meet the team at Detroit, and that was the whole thing. So
Where did you hear all that?
somewhere.
Who told you?
George.
You spoke to George?
I picked up the phone. He was in. What was I going to do? Not talk?
What did he say?
He wanted to know if things turned out a certain way, would I be interested in being manager?
Of the Yankees?
No, the A&P down the street. Of course the Yankees.
He's gonna fire Billy.
I don't know.
So why is he asking you?
To make sure he isn't left holding the bag.
What'd you tell him?
I told him I'd think about it.
Yogi, do not take that job.
He didn't offer it to
But
me.
he's going to.
A lot of things have to happen in order for that.
One thing has to happen, and that's fire Billy.
Managers get fired every day, Carmen. Billy himself's been fired 2 times in the past 4
You
years.
promised me that you were going to take it easy from now on.
Yeah, and I took the job coaching, which is like taking it easy. And look where it got me. Hey, kid! Ah!
What? Are you okay?
Did you,
No, what?
nothing? You know what else it feels like? Neither do I, but I think I got one.
Oh my God, give me a break.
After.
From everything, from all of baseball. You want to play, you want to win, but it's too much. You're not happy.
I am happy.
Too much pressure. We've been in the trenches so long. All we do is struggle.
No, we didn't.
Correct.
It's been good.
Right. You won 10 championship rings. Yo, what's going to do? Roll another finger.
The Yankees are in trouble, Carmen.
They're always in trouble.
Not like this. All the squabbling and the me. The press is totally out of control, and it seems the way things are in New York. Yeah, the city's changed. The crime, the riots, the people. You can't walk down the street without running into some depraved person.
Okay, just settle down now.
I gotta fix things.
Well, you're not going to fix it tonight. You're right. The times have changed.
But I don't want them to change.
Neither do I, kid.
Change?
Yes, Yogi?
No, not you.
Guys, they do change, you know.
Where are you?
Over here. Who are you talking to?
But then again, they don't.
Don't you hear it? Hey,
What?
no, I'm talking to Carmen.
Yogi, what is going on?
Over here, kid.
Where?
Think of the old times.
The old timers.
That's it.
Oh, my God.
I'm okay.
You sure?
Carmen, remember Times Square? Took Shore, the store club.
Of course.
We had good times.
So what about now?
What now?
The here and the now. You cannot manage a team run by Reggie Jackson.
But I wouldn't let that happen.
Well, that's what everybody was saying. It's probably what Reggie's after.
Look, Carmen, I stay a coach, they fire me along with Billy, and I'm done. But if I manage, at least I got some saying things, even if I don't have total control.
But it's not up to you to save the Yankees.
Somebody's got to do it.
Then let that somebody be somebody else.
Nothing's in control right now, Carmen. The Yankees are long. Boy, we got a storm coming.
You've got to tell George no, Yogi. If he doesn't have that option, he won't fire Billy. You just call him tomorrow and say you won't take that job.
I'll do you one better, Carmen. If George fires Billy, I'll quit.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Okay, do it. Quit the Yankees. But
Really?
promise me. Tell me it's a deal, Yogi. I know how much you love wearing that uniform, but there comes a time.
Don't do it, kid.
No, look at me. If George fires Billy, you promise me you'll quit.
Okay.
Good.
You're yellow, I tell you. You're all yellow.
We gotta get up early. So very, very late. Good night sleep will do you a world of good. Everything seems worse at night. Come to bed.
In a minute.
I'm on your side. Sweet dreams.
just had the strangest dream.
That's nice.
It had Babe Ruth in it. He was trying to tell me something, and you were in it.
And what was he trying to tell you?
I don't know.
Can you give me a hand?
Sure.
We're behind. Please bring out some extra chairs.
Okay, where are you?
In the den. In the kitchen.
What's all this stuff?
Ball players. We gotta talk to them. You gotta talk to them. Then we can get out. Okay. What time is it?
You mean now? 11.
We've got till midnight. Then the game.
Why midnight?
That's for the dance, silly.
Now what game?
Oh, snap to it. Don't get the chairs. Game won't wait. Not till the band. Hold on, get that.
Who is it?
Go see and find out.
Whatever you got cooking in there sure smells good.
Yankee stew. We got lots of food, lots of stew, lots of...
Ellie! Yogi! What are you doing here?
Well, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Do I smell Yankee stew?
I think so.
My favorite.
Ooh, the good stuff.
Yeah, special occasion and all.
Carmen, where'd she go?
It's not every day, you know?
Every day, it's not every day.
We practicing so.
I missed you, Elton.
I miss you too, Yogi.
Elston.
Hey,
It's so good to see you. It's crazy.
Well, anything for Yogi.
Just crazy.
Huh?
Yogi, the chairs.
You want? I should get the chairs. Okay. Okay.
And a bucket for the champagne.
Okay.
But this time it's special.
Yes, I'm a little nervous, though.
No, don't be Elston. We're going to have fun tonight. And then we're going to have fun later on.
Well, who's all coming?
I have no idea. Trying to wrangle all these fellas.
Well, I'm sure they'll all be here.
So is Elston the Yankee.
Yes, I know.
Oh, the Yankee.
We are definitely at a period transition.
Do you think it's Billy?
Now, this is bigger than Billy.
You're absolutely right. I told him to wait for the others, though. You put pressure on things. He just thinks you're all going to disappear.
I gotta tell you, Carmen, I share his concern.
Heavy! Carmen, I think there's something boiling over in there.
Oh, the potatoes! I hope you like potatoes, Ellie, because we got a lot of them.
Ellie, as long as you're here, we got a problem.
Yes, I know. With the potatoes. I saw them on your front lawn there.
No, with the Yankees. I'm afraid we're losing them. Look at this. Never happened before in my life. And Carmen says we only got till midnight. Listen, I just dreamed last night with Babe Ruth and...
Now, is he coming?
No. It was a dream.
Here we go. Have you seen my place maps?
Where?
The Stork Club.
From the news and signed by the 56 Yankees. I have them made up special. Yogi, go get the door.
Would somebody...
Please tell me what's going on! This is a great idea, Carmen.
Well, you know, I noticed you didn't sign.
Well, I've never been to the Star Club, Carmen.
Oh, how can that be? Everyone from the Yankees went there.
Not everyone.
This was a bad idea.
Not at all.
Yes, it was. It was such a bad idea. I wanted to bring them all up.
Oh, hey, Carmen, now maybe I can finally see what it was like.
Carmen! Ellen! Look who's here.
My,
It's him. Lou Gehrig.
Wonderful.
And?
Thank you so much for coming.
Well, when I heard one of my guys was in trouble.
Lou Gehrig!
Off the ground. Lou, I'm Carmen Berra.
Hi.
And of course you met Yogi.
It's an honor, sir.
And this is Elston Howard.
Elston's a Yankee, too. He's a catcher like me.
Yogi told me everything I know and then some.
Wow.
Can I get you something to drink, Lou?
A glass of milk would be great.
Coming right out. I'll get it.
No, I'll get it.
Okay.
Yogi?
What?
These chairs are winding.
Oh, Eddie, can you give me a hand?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, Lou.
I thought we were supposed to come wearing our gear.
Well, I don't know, Yogi.
You're asking me. I'm in my bathrobe.
Okay. Well, maybe we ought to get a forklift.
I think so.
Let me.
Come on,
Lou,
Lou,
you
come
don't-
on.
Where to?
At the end, I guess.
Whose place is this?
Carmen's. Mine too, but sometimes I wonder. I know it's a big house, but all it's got in it is rooms.
You say you're a ball player.
My uniform says the ballpark.
No, it's in your room.
It is.
Thank you.
More Yankees.
It's all happening at once. Yogi!
Change or get the door.
Change!
Okay.
Oh, here's Dr. Scolari.
Hey, is this your first time coming to one of these things?
each other in the past year.
I'm always here.
Hey, Mickey!
Well, I can always leave and come back here this morning, Pop.
How's my Mickey?
Pretty good. Mr. DiMaggio and I, we got to the door at the same time. You should see the look on his face.
Well, now I'm confused. Is the costume party?
On the invitation show.
I don't read invitations.
Well, how come you didn't tell me, Carmen?
Well, you know how it was to keep these things straight. Mickey was short on time, so no shenanigans.
Hey, you know me, Carmen.
Yeah, all too well.
Hasn't changed much, has it?
I know what all this fuss is about. I bet it's plenty of stuff.
All those years of fame and glory. Still, came out of his mama that way. Face froze me. Right from playing cards.
Okay, Mickey, now.
Actually, Joe, you know you're really good at those coffee commercials. Oh, he is, right? After the friend here. How you doing, Lou?
Midland. How about you?
Can't complain. Yeah, he does. Hi. I'm Mickey Mantle.
Lou Gehrig.
Hi. Pleasure to meet you, sir. I came up as after. I mean, not just after, a few years, actually.
Yeah.
My dad reveres you. And he's dead now, you know. He's like, I know what's wrong with you now. I just got to be like a little kid, you know, like I turned you a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, not that any different.
Anyway, her life after.
Nothing bad, I hope.
Actually, nothing. Absolutely nothing bad whatsoever. I mean, it's crazy how people talk about it. But you're a god or something.
It's called being immortal.
Yeah, I could have done a little bit better. Me and the boys been feeling invited. We got to have us get in trouble from time to time. Thinking they got to do it again.
It never affected your playing, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Ellis.
This man here can hit a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got to tell Lou this story. When Mickey first came up.
Come on.
Now, Mickey, I'm not telling this. When Mickey first came up, nobody's ever heard of him before, and he was getting all this.
Yeah, we heard this a million
Oh,
times.
hush! Anyway, the papers would report on his progress, and he was relentless, but every day he hit the ball further out of the park than he had the day before. Longer than papers, they said.
Oh, that's fun.
And I thought to myself, who is this Mickey Mantle is taking my Yogi off the front page of the sports section?
That's funny.
Mickey, Yogi, you look good, sport. Joe!
How you doing, Yogi?
I've been better.
Come here.
You guys are a sight for sore eyes.
Stork Club.
We just love going there.
Those were the good old days.
That's 21, to the shore, and listen. Oh,
I had nothing to do with it.
good old days, don't we, Yogi?
Hey, yeah?
Gee, thanks.
What are you grinning about, pal?
Just happy we're all here.
Amen. Oh, look, so fancy. How's my guy?
I forgot how itchy this thing gets. What a great idea, Carmen. Bringing all the great ones together just in time. Huh? Can we get started?
All right, Warren.
I want to get to work.
Don't come like the president from the past.
Good one.
Somebody please bring his plastic chairs to the table.
Well, I got it.
Yeah, I guess they called you the Iron Horse, huh?
Among other things. Whoa. Well, heavier than I thought.
Here, let me get one for you, Lou.
So what else they call you, huh?
Throw it!
Larapin
Yeah, no, until it's over. Ain't that right, no? I never hear that phrase again.
Whiskey thing. I don't like that one very much. There you go. How about you?
Nick,
You Irish?
I hope so. It'd be pretty lame if I wasn't. Actually, my dad named me after Mickey Cochran.
Woo! I sure would have liked to have seen him play.
Cochran's the best catcher I ever saw.
But then you never saw Yogi. You never saw Cochran. You should see this guy. I got this here, Mr. Elston Howard. So pleased to meet you.
Hey there, kid.
Eric, I got to talk to you. I know. Hey, Mr. Mantle.
Mr. Mantle's my old man. Call me Mick.
Hello. There to you.
Lou Gehrig.
Yes, sir, I know.
Hey, we were talking about nicknames. What's yours, kid?
Oh, just there to you.
That lacks imagination, doesn't it? That's a field deal.
Yeah, usually that's the way I look. Hey, I never saw anyone hit a ball with his face.
Some of the fellas called Derek the captain.
Oh,
rest does that?
Like herding cats, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Suits on.
Okay,
Hey,
right.
look, you don't know this, but that
Where's the
that for a
uniform?
while now. It's not
No,
like
you know, we were
activated
supposed
like-
to have
What's
one.
I got
that?
an extra in my car.
I think it was it.
What's wrong?
Well, we don't mess around.
Oh, you're over him.
Hey, I see we got the big guy coming.
If he shows up.
He showed up in my dream last night. Oh, that hasn't happened in a long time.
I guess he was the go-to guy in the years past, huh, Mr. Gehrig?
On the field, anyway.
I wish he was here now.
Hey, Ellen, switching over, you have to twist your arm.
Oh, it hit me. It hit the captain in the glass, too.
Hey, which one?
Oh, not me. I'm on strict office orders, no fun allowed. Maybe quit smoking.
You're a better man than I, Jungle Jim.
Now, is this potato soup?
I got a problem with potatoes.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it coming in.
Some joker covered our whole front lawn with potatoes from North Dakota.
I thought potatoes came from Idaho.
That's what I thought. Last thing I needed after what happened in Boston.
Yeah, what's the problem there, yo?
It's bugging me, Nick.
He can't get it off his mind.
I know it was a while ago.
Yeah, then it's turned into hours.
Hours turn into years.
Yeah, I can't forget it.
He never will.
Yeah, that's from being a catcher, right, Coach?
Probably.
To this very day, I can tell you, Ted Williams is going to look for a fastball on the inside, the first two pitches, so you better throw a curve.
And those curves better be strikes.
Catcher's got long memory.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Mine, like I said, Poncho. You don't know why.
Get angry, get over it. That's my philosophy.
It's easier said than done.
It ain't about one thing only, though, Joseph. I have a lot of
Yogi,
things.
we don't have much time.
I'm moving as fast as I can.
Go ahead, spit of that, partner.
It all comes down to this, Nick. I mean, this is where I see it all started.
Begin at the beginning.
That's right, where everything started. Go
Bill
back.
Martin and Reggie Jackson.
You all seen it on TV.
What's TV?
Everyone knows that clip, Yogi.
Yeah, it's come back.
Disgusting. Stain on the Yankees.
That's what I'm afraid of. But I can't get past it. Because Billy, he was my friend. I could see his side of things. When he pulled Reggie off the field, it was for his own good. He was trying to make him a better player. And he was putting his job on the line, too. See, it was a sacrifice for the team.
Now, I don't know about that, Yogi.
Why else, Joe?
Pride, anger. Casey tried that with me once near the end of my career.
I remember that. I was just telling Thurman.
I hated him for it. Well, what happened exactly? Oh, no, sorry. Excuse me. I mean, with this Reggie fellow.
I'll tell you what happened. Exactly what happened. You want to say
Take a bottle. I'll tell you all what happened. By the way, you're dead wrong as always. I'll tell you what happened, Yogi. This might have you wrap your mind around the whole thing. The 60s. That's bad.
Huh?
Yeah. That's right about the time baseball stopped being cool. Players started getting all cocky. Think about it. 60s what separates Billy from Reggie was clear after that. Woo! I stuck around too long, finally retired in 68. By that time, the Yankees hadn't won a championship.
Yankees not winning championships.
They-
60. You're going to blame this thing on a decade.
It was a bad decade, man.
See, I always thought we could have won it all if it wasn't for
Ego!
No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm going to do.
Egos are a part of it.
Well, that's right.
You can't do anything without talent.
No, see, but you gotta be part of the team. You always gotta be part of the team. Is anybody injured? Reggie sat out sometimes.
That's a little bull, right? I mean, I hardly ever missed. Playing the last 8 years, injured anything. So it hurt, Joe. All right? Yeah, a lot. Man, it got so bad, every time I stepped out of that trainer's room, I was all wrapped up and taped from head to toe. I looked like a goddamn mummy walking around.
I never did too bad. I mean, I never got hurt too much.
Now, what was that you said? That time you got hit during the 53 World Series?
I never said that.
Oh, yeah. The doctors x-rayed my head and found nothing.
I really didn't say everything I said.
Hey, you remember I had a hole in my thigh from, I don't want to say where it's from. Man, you could stick your entire fist.
Biggie, we eat it.
What can I say? I lived with legal ladies 6 years in a row.
God.
Hey, don't you think it's discreet?
Oh, hell. I think she tried to be discreet in this so-called media age we live in.
Not that difficult.
It's impossible. I could hardly escape. Heck, in Boston, without cameras everywhere, do you think we'd even have this discussion?
It doesn't mean it didn't happen yet.
But people know now, Ellie, what they should know. Hell, nothing is sacred
I
anymore.
think he's right, too. You're both right.
Yeah, newspapers.
Yeah, sort of over. Reporters started making everything out of nothing. Out of bound around, seriously. That's right. When you're talking about sports anymore, team wasn't even a team. They had to have, woo, personality.
You benefited from that, Mickey.
Yeah, when you so sure, Mom. I sure will expect to live as long as I have. Sort of 30. The mailmen have a habit of dying before the age of 40, but not me. Like me.
Well, I know what you mean, Mr. Mantle. I mean, nowadays a fellow has to know as much about navigating the press as he does about baseball.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much, no.
It's got worse. You got to know how to give speeches, secrets, and walk the walk, because the news cycle is never sleeping.
See, by the time
George, I got to talk to you.
It's
important about the speech.
I can always go, yo.
No, don't go, me. Go on, please.
What was I talking about? By the time I left, the whole world had changed. That's all I got to say. Big help, Vic. Hey, you don't say he wants me to stay. He didn't mention anything about you, Mr. Coffee Crack.
No, I don't want any of you to go.
Maybe if you told us what you need, Mr. Berra.
I need you guys to not leave.
We all got to go sometime, yo.
How did we get to be retired?
Said anything about retired.
Where did all the time go?
No, never moved, Sam.
Old time.
Didn't say exactly in one place.
I don't want to disappear. I work so damn hard.
Come on, young buck. Drink the good stuff.
No, I'm good. I don't want to miss anything.
This ain't what?
I don't feel old.
I just feel it.
You know, maybe if I... excuse me. Yogi,
I'll be right back.
That's okay.
I'm afraid.
Oh, have no fear, Yogi.
Things disappeared, Joe. And they break apart. Somebody's got to hold it together.
He thinks it's got to be him.
These ain't what they used to be,
They
Carly.
never were, Yogi.
Used to be when?
Maybe it was free agency, Yogi.
What's that?
Yeah, it's what I wish we had while I was acting. Yeah, they got rid of the reserve clause.
you don't
That's
say.
right.
Years of indentured servitude wiped out, just like that.
Boy, I never thought that would happen.
Guys started making hundreds of thousands.
Oh.
$? Well, hey, that's why we got me a good direction now.
Well, if you want something, people aren't going to give it to you.
You gotta take it.
It'll all be okay, Yogi.
Really?
Sure it will.
You're a young kid. Where do you go?
Money's just a sideshow. Blood is thicker than water. Every strike brings you closer to the next home run. Trust me, baseball will always be okay.
The first year I played, I was sent a contract with $3,000. Me and my mom and dad, we couldn't believe it. We were poor our whole lives. We were grateful.
We're never not grateful. In this house, at least.
Why do they got to go and wreck it?
It's a wonderful house.
We've had a lot of memories here, Luke.
Yeah, I got $8,500 my first season. And that was a record for a rookie.
But it ain't just about the money.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Johnny was getting paid a tenth of what Reggie was getting. And it was his job on the line.
In other words, he had nothing to lose. He could afford to get fired.
Damn, you believe this guy?
Well, my third year, I held out for a better contract. I knew I was going to bring him across. My brother Tom and I asked for $40,000. That was a lot in those days. We were 4 and 5 as well. Yankees owned at the time, Jake Ruber said he never even paid Lou Gehrig more than $40,000. How's that? I told him that's the case. Well, Lou Gehrig's a badly underpaid player.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
They were so mad. I knew I was going to get MVP. Did you? Next year, 27.
Oh yeah, just ask him. That's how you
I hadn't won it yet. I held out for months. Rupert wouldn't budge. Opening day came and went. I was sitting on my ass while everyone else was out there playing. I got nervous. If I didn't sign up, I'd quit baseball altogether. If the Yankees wanted to trade me, I know what the team would have had me. It was either eat shit or start.
So they got to.
I went back to New York.
Yeah, the help his leg.
Hey! Yeah, I went to Rupert's office and I signed. And afterwards, damning me had learned a valuable lesson. In fact. But then I had one of my best seasons ever. But the fans, they never forgot I was a holdout, and they booed.
Wait, they booed you?
All the way to the World Series.
The fans booed Reggie all the time because he put himself on the line. Nice car, kid.
Oh.
Thanks. Well, the fans never booed you, Ellie.
Well, I never asked for anything. But here's the deal, Yogi. Reggie didn't want money. He wanted respect.
Yeah, I sure wish I had his guts back in 30.
And what you all are forgetting is that Reggie is a black man. And no black baseball player ever acted like him.
Yeah, how do you mean?
I mean, chutzpah. I wish I had his courage.
You were very brave back then, and things were far worse.
Every player who made the Yankees was expected to act like a Yankee. You acted like a Yankee.
You mean I kept my composure because that's who I am, black or white, Yankee or not. And look where it got me.
You're a Yankee.
You've done a lot of great things, Elston.
No, that's exactly my point, Carmen. I was an all-star 12 times. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's an incredible achievement, yeah.
6 championship rings, 2 gold gloves, and nobody knows that. I was even MVP one year. I stood tall with the best of them. And look where it got me.
Yeah, you're a champion, yeah.
Nobody remembers.
Right.
I'm the quiet one. See, the first black player on the Yankees. Compared to all you guys.
No, maybe Reggie Jackson doesn't realize we owe you something, Mr. Howard. We all do. For being so quiet so that we can be so loud. And the point is, you were part of the team.
Point is, Yogi, Reggie may have been a pain in the ass, and the fans may have booed him, but one thing's for sure. People are gonna know who he is.
Yogi, the times change, and the fans do too. It's not like they're going to disappear. They always come back.
The people got short memories, son.
They got long ones too.
At least the catchers do.
All right,
They came back after World War I, right?
That's right.
And World War II?
I don't know.
World War II?
And when Rick Flood stood up to the owners and told them it wasn't a piece of property to be sold from one club to another.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody came back after the 94 strike.
Now, this is in interest.
Ugly 94 strike. The World Series. Everybody wanted more money. It took a while, but they came back. Now, one day they'll even tear down Yankee Stadium.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Gehrig, I gotta talk to you. Wait, Yogi, and listen. The fans, they always come back. And they'll remember. But I'm not so sure. You came back after
What, Derek?
a terrible thing. Awful thing in 2001.
What 2001, Derek? Derek, you got to look.
I'm listening, Yogi.
Of course, no one. Watch out, Tommy. Look out, I'm here. It's night. What a house! Let's cover it down. Hey, happy to be here. What do you say?
I got a little something that helped. They got a little busted up on account of an accident on the George Washington Bridge. Not my fault. You know, Bridge, you gotta leave a fella a chance to get used to it.
You weren't hurt, I hope.
Nothing bad, though. A couple of scratches. Scotch got bruised over here. I lost my fender. Top square off. Skipped over the bridge into the Hudson. What? Hey, la, viva la patrol. Okay, looks like we're all back to booze situation. Halfway under control. Hey, Lou. Hey. Hey, kid. Hey, pal. Hi, kid. Hey, pal. Hi, kid, ma'am. You live here?
Welcome.
I didn't mean what I said before about the house. I ain't gonna tear it down. Maybe. All my years, I don't think I've ever been to this part of New York.
This is Jersey.
Well, there you go. Hey, now the big one has a little brother. All right.
Well, I'm glad to see you, baby.
Glad to be here.
Let me take that for you.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart. But don't go too far. I keep losing the bugs.
Now help yourself, everybody. Watch the glass. It's real and it'll touch you. I think we got enough to hold us over till at least midnight. What do you say? And if we don't, we got options. Hey, the party moves where the booze and the broads go. Move! How the hell are you? What do you think?
I never left.
Never left.
That's right, baby.
Good one. Good for you.
That's 50-year-old scotch.
I show no favors in age or wine. Whoa! Oopsie! Oh, wait a minute. And how about you, Miracle? You want a drink?
No, thank you.
Oh, come on.
No, I shouldn't.
You should.
Hey, how about you top me off?
There you go, kid. Hey! Whoa! What's with the horse face? You're still mad at me, are you?
Never was, babe.
You might like a whore, but I won't hold it against you.
I always thought you two were best of friends.
Well, that's what the papers would have you believe, but you know the routine, don't you, kid? Keep the press on the payroll. Everyone's happy. Right, Lou? Boys win championships. He's still steamed over something his mom said to my wife.
Actually, babe, the other way around.
Was it? You want to hear the whole story?
Well,
Okay, I have a little girl, Dorothy, by my first wife. She's a bit of a tomboy, president underage, like that. And Claire, my second wife, has her own girl.
Now be Julia.
From her first marriage, and she dresses all frou-frou. And she likes it. So one day, the three of them, they go to visit Lou's mom, and she looks at the two girls, side by side, and says something about how Claire dresses her own daughter a lot better than mine. But it's the way she said it, see. It's not told, because Lou's mom is from the old country. The funny is it. Just how Ruth is so shabby, and your own child so pretty. Well, right there, my wife Claire just about hit the
She didn't mean anything.
and I had to hear about it for weeks on end. Made me mad too for a couple of days. But Lou here,
I was never mad. How about that?
but your mom was
Not my mother.
Nope. And just her boy. Her onlyest, dearest boy oh boy. What do you mean about that?
Doesn't matter.
Whoa! Spectacular! He's from the front office? Are you one of Rupert's spies? Are you working for Rupert? My God, I'll knock you out.
DiMaggio, baby.
Oh, who's that?
Came to the Yankees just after you left.
Oh, sorry, kid. I didn't recognize you without your pinstripes. You must be with the Black Yankees? Jesus.
I had you one day, a long time ago.
Oh, yeah? Good to see you again. You with the Negro Leagues now? What the hell's going on here? Is this some kind of a gag?
No, honest, baby.
Okay.
Why don't you stay a while? Take a look.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, the live free. The
Thanks, kid. I hate eating alone. No, I was downtown at McSorley's. The party went over to Connie. I love it down there. And I don't have it. Gosh darn it all. I had to be here. So, here I am. Where's the fight? See, this looks all right.
The Yanks are in trouble, baby.
Oh, the Yanks always got trouble.
This time it's serious. They think you may be the end.
Well, you don't work yourself out. What's with all the taters? You know what I do, kid? In situations like these?
Tell me.
Keep going, keep hitting, and never, ever feel sorry for yourself.
I don't think I'm doing that.
Good. But you know one thing I love is a party. And the one big, ever-loving shindig. He said, boy, hey!
There. So much great. Look, you might say everything if I didn't need you.
You're not sick, are you?
Something wrong, Ruth.
Maybe if I just walked around a little.
I ain't doing anything alone. Well,
Hang on, what?
I grew up in an orphanage. Let me tell you, it's the worst thing possible. Because, you know, my mom and pa left me there when I was a kid. I must have been all of 8. And I never did so much. And I never knew why. And I hated them for it, you know. But,
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm sure they loved you and never run away.
oh, that's nice of you to say, sweetheart. But I didn't give a bull crap. But at the orphanage, there was this one brother, Brother Matthias, huh? He was kind of a dad to me. Taught me
Except for Mr. High and Mighty over there.
Oh, monkey in a circus.
Hey, Mark, these pinstripes make me look like a monkey.
My final game, the Porters came to the locker room. I told them it's the last time I'm putting on that muscle suit. I'm glad to be rid of it.
No, he's gonna play. Still gonna make a monkey out of myself.
Hey, whoa! Toilet!
Wow! Goddamn. I wish I could have seen him play.
I know.
Oh, he had a pretty swing.
Yeah, what was it like?
All right, the lefty. We both were. We came up 3 and 4 in the order. They third, we fourth.
Always.
Pretty much. Except the end, of course, the skipper kept shuffling me around. Couldn't find my rhythm. But in 1927,
Burners Row.
Right.
Holmes and Gehrig and Ruth and Gehrig and Musel and Zeri. Sort of like our core four.
Now, what is that? Is that a batting order?
No, it's a... You tell them. It's me and Rivera, Pettit, and Posada. We all got called up together and then sit back down. Mr. Torrey called us back up, stuck it out, and won.
Excuse me, Derek Teeter. I want to hear about Babe Swing.
How about I show you?
Hell yeah. Right ahead, Luke.
That'd be great. Here you go.
I had a chance to watch him while I was on deck. Every pitch, you just knew he was going to knock it. Clear the moon! Without trying. He was never sloppy. The bat we all watched because it was just so gosh darn beautiful.
As long as you win.
You didn't care.
Even when he struck out.
Which was half the time. Like me.
We couldn't win without him. Everyone knew it.
I remember Joe. The boy said all they had to do was turn around, look at you in center field. Now we knew we were going to be all right.
That's what they said about you, Mick, after Joe.
Then there were none.
Well, we always spring back.
In the spring.
Hey, Eddie Reggie's the new baby.
And I found these in the fridge. Guess you forgot you had them?
You want me to heat them up for you?
I'm okay.
I never thought baseball would not be cool.
What do you mean? Like cold?
I mean, it's not here.
Not the cat's pajamas.
Well, baseball's not popular?
No, I left the game.
That can't be. And if it is, well, then, God damn it, you gotta fight it. Yeah. There's a kids need baseball, they have to know about it.
That's right.
If boys grow up without baseball, they won't know what they're missing. My first game ever, I was in days. All of 19, and get paid for what I wanted to do, and get paid $600 to do it. Oh, boy. That's an awful lot of money for a kid who never had any. And one ambition was to own a bicycle. That's why baseball's the best goddamn thing that's ever happened to this country. That's right. It's better than boxing or tennis or golf. It's a team sport. It teaches you all about working with others.
Yeah, but what about football, babe?
That gives me a laugh. Bunch of nincompoops running around smashing heads. So baseball's America's sport. Now, How else could a kid like me come from nothing and play for the greatest team on the planet and the greatest city in the world? Who wants another?
I do. Oh, now making that enough.
No. Thank you so much for caring.
Yankee's gotta be a Yankee, Bill.
Yankee's gotta be a Yankee.
What kind of attitude, Clark? Yeah, be like you is what you mean. No, there's a certain way about it. A standard. You know what I mean.
Actually, I don't.
Because you never met it.
Asshole.
Oh, hey, Nick.
I've read just about this.
Oh, so you gonna do one of your famous exits now? Is that it? Things will go exactly right. Someone looks at you the wrong way, says something you don't like, or hell, even mentions a certain lady by the initials M.M.
Oh, what the hell now? I can't go.
So what, is it our cue to cry now? Is that it? Oh no, the great DiMaggio, leave it, Billy.
Where you going so fast? No one else is leaving? What the hell? We ain't even had dessert. And I'm sure it's gonna be a doozy. Joe, don't go.
So go.
Please.
Hey, he ain't no fun. He never was.
You're a sorry excuse for my replacement.
Yeah? Center field? Or as the guy?
Either. Let's start with your fielding.
Yeah, which was great.
Until you put me in the hospital, you put yourself there. So that fly ball was coming my way. I called for it as loud as I did. Yeah, and then suddenly I see out of the corner of my eye, spreading all the world from center field. Because I own center field. And I own right. All right. I'm a skilled player. When I snapped that train, would have tore my ligament.
It's not supposed to be like this. Come on, now with you guys.
What difference does it make, huh? Can a man solve his own damn problems by taking everyone else down with him?
I'm doing this for you guys.
Well, then do us a favor and stop it.
I can't, Joe! It's what I do. How about you guys, you don't see it? Maybe Elston does, because he's a catcher too. Me and him, we see things, don't we, Elston? Things that no one else does. Oh, we know just about everything that's going on. In the batter's brain, in the pitcher's head, and on the entire field. And I'm scared, so I'm scared of losing you guys. What's going to happen when we all go away? What's going to happen when the clock strikes midnight? What's going to happen when... I don't know. When they tear the whole thing down. Derek, the fans came back, but what about next year? I'm a catcher! I take it all in! Then I hold it there. I got secrets. I'll never give up. I'll never give up me! And Elston! I'm Bill Dickey. I'm Sergeant Munson!
I got it.
Bumpy. Well, thank you, Mr. Berra. Wonderful. My mom will be waiting up for me. We live over in New Rochelle, you know? I bought that house for my mom. It's, okay. Berra. Without being perfect. On the field. Nothing else matters. I think.
That's right, Bill.
We all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dave.
Don't worry, kid. You ain't going far. Your Rochelle is practically next door. You two. You guys gonna shake hands? Turn this around? As long as you keep clearing the fence.
As long as you wear the pinstripes.
I always liked the idea of being a Yankee.
Me too. That came from Lou.
You put the finishing touches on it, Joe.
Then you after me.
Just never expected to live this long.
Lou's about the classiest ball player I've ever seen.
Hey, gorgeous. I never thought I'd say this in the middle of a meal, but I'm done. Anybody got a bicarbonate? I can usually handle these things, but you never know.
Yogi!
What?
Joe, he left!
Joe!
Hey, Lou forgot his glove.
No. He didn't.
Hey, anybody interested in a little fun?
Done too, hey.
Well, I know a joint just off the canal is open all night long. Jeez. I hope that fella comes back. I'd like to get the name of his tailor. Where'd he go, Yogi? I don't know, Willie. He just disappeared. Sorry, folks. But I gotta get a wiggle on. No, Dave, you can't go. That'll be the last legal party. Where's the invite? We haven't finished yet. Well, you off, you want to be. And that's the God's truth. You think you can remember that? I don't know. Well, remember it tomorrow when we play. All right, there's plenty of scotch left over. Knock yourselves out. I want to get on home too, Yogi. No, Ellie.
Well, Arlene will be waiting up for me.
Hey, pal, could you give me a ride? I smashed up my car.
You got it.
Save your clothes.
Oh, thanks, Philip. Carmen, everyone's leaving.
I warned you, Peter.
Gehrig, I gotta talk to you.
Me too.
You do?
Everything's gonna be all right, Yogi.
It is?
Billy's not gonna get fired. You don't have to worry about taking his job. And Reggie's gonna come through. The Yankees are gonna win the World Series.
I guess I knew that.
Of course you did.
What a relief.
Yo, the Yankees, we're not going anywhere.
What about Joe?
Let me tell him, kid. All right, I'm gonna keep this short, so listen close. This happened to me a long time ago. Low point in my career, see? I had way too much everything. Women, wine, and working. And one day, Yankee Stadium, there was this one fella in the stands next to on it that called me a bum and other such stuff. And let me tell you, no one does that. No one. Round about the sixth inning, I had enough. And I went up after him in the stands. And boy, oh boy, the whole gosh darn ballpark turned against me and started booing. And that got me even hotter. So I stood up on that dugout and yelled at the top of my lungs, "You're all young! Come on! I'll take you all on! Come on! Got my rhythm back? And next year, I had the best season I ever had. See? Some things, they never go away.
Joe DiMaggio.
Now, I know I want the name of your tailor. You came back?
I never left.
Talking to Jeter, so I'm on edge.
Oh, what's wrong?
Something I ate. The Yankees had this dinner last night in honor of the last game at Yankee Stadium. A banquet, you know. Everyone was there, and they served this enormous baked potato.
It sounds delicious.
Fully loaded, they call it. It tasted great, but I haven't had a potato in about 30 years. I used to eat them all the time, but I didn't.
So what happened?
It gave me weird dreams, usually about Babe Ruth. But the one I had last night had all the Yankees in it. And suddenly I was terrified about things I haven't thought of in years. Reggie, Billy. Remember that?
Was it a nightmare?
Actually, I haven't slept that good in years. So we move this along, Mark. I've got to find Derek. And Carmen, too, before I lose her.
Well, she's probably outside
Well,
with everyone
I
else.
should be with her.
Just a couple more questions. So do you know what you're going to say in your speech tonight?
Sort of.
Man, that'd be petrified. Last game in the house with Ruth. Boys going after millions. I guess they could have picked anybody. Mariano, Peter,
O'Neill, Williams,
Matsui.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Why do you think they picked you?
Yogi, Carmen's looking all over for you out there.
Derek, I got to talk to you about something important right now. But in private.
Hey, don't step away from that, please.
Oh, just look here, not touching.
Yogi, I'll be back in a few minutes, all right? I'll bring Carmen with me.
Okay.
Hey, Derek, while I got you, just a couple of
Nope.
questions about the...
Nope.
Listen, kid, I hate to give you the bum's rush.
That's okay. I think I got what I need. Boy, am I going to hate to see this stuff.
What?
7 months of blocker.
It ain't going nowhere.
What do you mean?
We're taking it with us to the new ballpark.
What, the whole locker?
Locker, stock, and barrel.
What? How cool is that?
It was George's idea. But if he hadn't thought of it, Derek would have. He says he can't stand the thought of playing without his locker being next to service.
The captains have to watch out for each other.
I suppose.
And you remember my dad, right? Dave Burkett.
Good reporter.
He's the one who made me a Yankee fan. I love Billy Munson. He was my favorite player. I even met him a couple of times. Of course, this was back when the whole Bronx Zoo thing was going on with, Reggie and Billy.
Best of times, worst of times.
I was 11, I think, when he died. I'll never forget it. I was actually Actually, this is ironic because I was playing baseball in a vacant lot near my house out by Oyster Bay Lake, right? It was after my curfew and my dad drives up. We take off, running, but my dad is faster. He grabs me and pins me to the ground. I'm just crying, waiting for him to slap me or whatever. And then I see he's got this look on his face. And that's when he tells me to turn the months in his day. That is plain and crazy. I can't believe it because I had just seen him play a couple of weeks before and I just stopped crying. And my dad is the one who's crying now and it's ridiculous. I haven't thought of this in a long time. And then everything sort of settled down and he just held me. The Yankees all flew out to his funeral in Ohio. You were there, right?
Yep. I remember after I got home, first thing I did was watch my son Larry play softball.
No one was sure the team would make it back in time for the night game, but Billy Martin said he didn't care. If they missed the game, they missed it.
But we didn't.
I was there. And even Reggie Jackson was bawling his eyes out in right field. Do you know that?
I remember we won.
My dad covered it.
What?
Game 6 of the 77 series.
Right.
The Yankees clinched the World Series for the first time in 15 years. My dad interviewed Reggie right after.
3 home runs, 3 different pitches.
Yeah, and all of the first pitch, that's the thing. Never again.
Maybe never ever.
Yogi, where'd you go? I'll take my eyes off you 2 seconds.
I've been down here the whole time with this joker. I turn around and look and you're gone.
I miss it there.
Mark, what are you doing with my Yogi?
I returned him to you unharmed and no worse for wear. Hey, here, 5 minutes.
No problem. No.
What do you think you and the players can get it together?
It never stops,
That's
though.
my point, exactly.
Look, tonight's supposed to be a sacred moment.
Romano stuff with the sniping, the contract, the alphabet.
Yogi, cram!
Yeah, got it. But I'll be back, I promise.
Everyone is asking for you. George is just beside himself. Oh, he's so happy, so proud. He wants to know what you're going to say.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I want you to give the speech. What's wrong? Are you nervous? Huh? No.
But everybody's expecting you to say something.
I don't think they'll be too disappointed if it's Derek Jeter instead of me. I mean, the man out there win 4 World Series in 5 years. And I'm part of it anyways. They got all of us old timers going out to stand in our positions before the start of the game.
What's the matter, Yogi?
It just doesn't feel right. Okay. So what am I supposed to say? Thank the fans. That's pretty much a given. And tell them it's about the people. Not the building. All right. Anything else? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Is that a yogiism? If it is, I didn't say it. You might want to win the game too. It'd be pretty crappy. Yeah, good idea. Mr. Jeter. Hey, Mr. Jackson. I didn't see you out there. There's a lot of people. That'd be bad. How are you doing, Reggie?
Very good.
How's my Reggie?
Oh, just fine. I wanted to see you guys earlier, but Mark told me to wait.
Why the hell?
So, witnessing history.
Every time I look in the mirror, I'm witnessing history.
Well, I own it's Dad, you know?
Good reporter.
I wanted to get you guys together. Look at this, between the three of you, 2 and 16 Yankee championships. Awesome. Hey, how about a picture by the locker? Yogi?
Okay.
You 3, so make it 4, including Cleveland. 4 Yankee immortals. How often does that happen?
More often than you think.
You want a little Yankee juju all right now? Just take the damn photo. Thank you, gentlemen. And I will be the first to break.
Come on. Oh,
yeah, I'll see you out there.
Guess I better go tell Mr. Steinberg.
Derek.
Thanks.
You look great, Reggie. So handsome.
Oh, thanks, Carmen. I can't believe I'm this old.
Try being me.
Oh, it feels like... Well, I never felt like this when I was playing. I always thought that I would be a Yankee in temporary fashion, play for a little while, and move on to new horizons, whatever that may mean. But you don't move on, do you?
Not as a Yankee. You know why?
You know what?
Everyone like you.
You want to take this out on the field with me?
What do you mean?
Thurman's bit. Just for the hell of it. Oh, boy. It's a little weird the fact that both Billy and Thurman are gone.
At least we still have the immensity that is Reggie Jackson.
They what?
Never mind.
Hey, well, I'll see you guys out there.
Okay.
How's it fit?
It's like a glove. You know, Carmen, I never thought of it like this before, but sort of like a shield, you know.
What, you mean besides everything else? The chest protector, the shin guard?
A mask.
You're a regular warrior. Defender of Yankee Stadium.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I do.
Sort of hard to give it all up.
I'll protect you. You coming?
Right behind you.
Meet you by the dugout.
I know, Lou. You never left. From all of us up here, it's a huge honor to put this uniform on every day and come out here and play. And every member of this organization has been calling this place home for 85 years. We have the greatest fans in the world.